Hey, this is Ben Farmer from Atlanta, Georgia, and this video is for the week 6 assignment of Loudon Stern's Intro to Music Production class. In this video, I'm going to cover the main modules that you'll find in almost any synthesizer. I'll be using the Vacuum Synth in Pro Tools 11. The names of these modules might vary a little bit depending on your synthesizer, but the concepts are basically the same. Let's get started. The first module you'll find is the oscillator, or oscillators, as many synths will let you use more than one at a time. This could also be called a VCO, or voltage controlled oscillator. In this synth, the module is called VTO. I'm not sure what this stands for, as I haven't been able to find any documentation, but if I had to guess, voltage tuned oscillator, or maybe voltage tube oscillator. This module creates geometric sound-based waveforms. You might think of this as the initial sound that the synth creates to then be modified by our other modules. These different waveforms reflect harmonic shapes offering different basic timbres. The sine wave is our most basic waveform with no added harmonics, just the fundamental pitch. You can see that this synth offers 4 basic waveforms: triangle, sawtooth, pulse, and noise. The triangle waveform produces only the odd harmonics above the fundamental pitch. The saw waveform includes all the harmonics and will therefore have a fuller sound. The other settings here are for pulse wave, which is similar to a square wave shape, which only has odd harmonics. The pulse wave shape is different from a square wave in that the width of this shape can be modified to create different timbres. Finally, the second VTO you can see here has the option for noise, which produces general broadband noise across the frequency spectrum, also known as white noise. The second module that you'll find is the filter section. Most of the waveforms created from the oscillators are very bright, and these filters are used to shape those waveforms and remove unwanted frequencies. You can see that this synth has 2 major filters, a high-pass filter and a low-pass filter. For most synthesizers, the low-pass filter is the most commonly used. The cutoff control here is one of the most important parameters and very likely to be modulated while a sound is being played to create a sweeping effect or to give a sense of movement to a sound. As you lower the cutoff frequency, the more your sound will start to resemble a sine wave with no upper harmonics. An interesting difference in these filters versus the ones that we use for mixing are that they tend to be resonant filters. You can see that these have a resonance control, which you might think of as the size of the bell in the filter. Sweeping with a larger bell will emphasize the sound of those upper harmonics more. The next and final of our primary modules is the amplifier. This can also be referred to as the VCA, or voltage controlled amplifier. In this synth, it's called the VTA. This module shapes the volume or amplitude of the sound and is designed to modulate quickly. This modulation is controlled by the envelope. The envelope is a secondary module that's referred to as a modulator in synthesizer terms. A modulator changes the sound over time and is an important aspect in creating interesting synth sounds with a sense of movement. The envelope is made up of 4 primary components. Attack time, which is the amount of time for a note to go from 0 dB to its full volume value. Decay time, which is how long it takes to go from its full volume value to its sustain level value. Sustain level, the steady volume a note stays at while being held. And release time, the amount of time for the volume of the note to go from its sustain level to 0 dB. The final module I want to mention is also considered a modulator. It's called the LFO, or low frequency oscillator. Like the envelope, this module is used to control another parameter in the synthesizer over time. A classic example of how an LFO might be used is to add vibrato to a sound. The LFO creates pitches like the oscillator, but these are generally frequencies so low that they can't be perceived by the human ear. Although the LFO is often used to control the oscillator, or VTO in this case, it's not uncommon to use it to control the amplifier or cutoff filter to vary volume or timbre. You can see that this synthesizer offers a variety of sources for modulation, featuring the LFO as one possible source. You can also choose what parameter will be affected with the destination control. In this case, depth controls the amount of change. Because most synthesizers use these modules, understanding them is crucial for creating interesting sounds. I hope this explanation has been useful for you in getting your head around this complex topic. Thanks for watching, and please see the text below the link in the peer assessment page for my reflection. Best of luck to you.